Hey, welcome back. Today I've got the Sig P nothing. It's actually the Sig Mosquito. It's a 22 caliber. I've had this gun since 2012. I've shot a ton of bullets through it, but I got some bad news today from Sig. I went in trying to get an extra magazine for this video because I don't want to keep reloading on film, and they no longer support the Sig Mosquito because they've moved to the P322, which I checked out the 322. It's pretty cool, so I don't blame them for moving on. It does have a few upgrades. And today, as we shoot this, we're going to see some of the pitfalls of the Mosquito and why they have discontinued this and gone to the P322. How am I doing so far, Lulu Bean?
Good.
Good, all right. Yeah, I got my co-host today. She's going to load up some mags for me. She's on the sideline. I've got my little steel behind me. Hopefully it doesn't ricochet and hit us. Without further ado, let's start shooting. In my pocket, I have a magazine of CCI quiets. So we're gonna see how these quiets do. I'll cut to the suspense of it and tell you that the quiets are not gonna be able to cycle this weapon. But let's see for ourselves, shall we? We shall. I didn't even think one went in there. All right, let's see. Let's see, can we see the target? Yeah, we can see the target. All right. Church bells are ringing. So we could see it fired. We went through all those quiets pretty well. Say no to smoking, unless it's that kind of smoking. So we went through the quiets pretty well. Didn't have an issue, but you see I did have to jack every round through there manually, which can be a pain in the butt tootski if you want to have repeat shots on something, right? I mean, if you want to follow up shots, I mean, definitely the animal's going to hear this, you know. It's going to hear that, might hear that, it's going to hear that probably. I mean, I would. So let's transition here. My co-pilot just loaded up some of these Norma Tac-22s. Spoof. Let's try these out. All right, let's try them out. See what happens. Ooh, a lot more pop. But we got a problem. Lucy, we got a problem.
What?
We have a double feed, so we're gonna have to take that magazine out. That's not your fault, kiddo. That's the guns. Look at that.
Oh.
I gotta get it in the sun better. All right, so let's try this again. All right, went right through those, no problems. Okay, so that's 2 magazines worth. That's empty, safe. I'm gonna hand this off to my co-pilot as I reach into my pocket for, I have some CCI stingers. I just wanted to shoot through these stingers. While I talk about that, we can look at the beauty of the backwoods of New Hampshire, where if you're on some private land and you have landowner permission and you're more than 300 feet from an occupied dwelling, you can go ahead and bust caps like it's nobody's business, as long as you're not disturbing the peace. And with this suppressor, I just donated one to the forest. We're not gonna disturb the peace. And as my co-host hands my gun back, we've got some real heat in there. Those are the stingers. Those are the get stuff done rounds for the 22 fam. Let's see how this works. Ooh, that popped. That popped now, didn't it, Lulu?
Yeah, it made a big hole too.
Okay, so, I mean,
I think part of the bullet is stuck.
yeah, we lost some lead on that, but that's what this thing is supposed to do, and cycled flawlessly. No problems. Empty, empty, empty. Plus these SIGs do have a magazine disconnect. So while I got you here, I can break this thing down and put it back together real quick, but let me move the cam so we get into some sun here, some sun action. There we go. That's much better, I think. All right, So let's break this thing down real quick because it is simple. Lulu, if you can you hand me a little wrench that's in that ammo box? So because this is the underneath the other part there. Over, Lulu, under there. Okay, so while my co-host is getting my wrench out for me, thank you, excellent job. Because I have the suppressor here on the end, we've got to take that off in order to disassemble the weapon. So, safe, we're just going to check it once again. It's safe, 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 safe. If it isn't by now, we got problems. All right. All right, all right, all right. All right, so once we get this piece off here, it's going to be off to the races. Just going to take the suppressor off. And the reason why I did that is I'm taking this and the adapter off in one slab. So then I'm going to just put the thing back in the battery, twist this forward. Let me just tell you what I'm doing instead of just doing it. So we got this takedown lever here. I'm gonna twist that right all the way forward. So your takedown lever is facing forward there. Then when you take this thing apart, you want to take it back, lift it up, and then forward. And I'm out in the woods here, so what I'm going to be real careful to do is not dump this recoil spring that you can see popping out right there. All right, so now that we've got this, it's integral, so the barrel's integral to the frame. It's all one slab. Just gonna put that in my pocket. Little trick around the knob, and then I'm just gonna dump the recoil spring, and then we have to slide. So real simple, kind of simple. The only thing that stinks about putting it back together, and I think this is why, another one of the reasons why they discontinued this. So here's the weapon, here's this. I kind of have to hold this, the recoil spring, but I've developed a new way of doing it where I just put the recoil spring directly in the little hole that it's just naturally supposed to ride in, and then I put the slide and everything, and I made that back up, and that seems to be working pretty well. As you can see, it's almost, well, yep. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what the issue is. When in doubt, you start over. Dump that. Dump that. Put the spring back in. Put the recoil spring back in. There we go. I'm gonna snap it down. Back into place. Once that's back into place, takedown lever goes back to the home button. So it's the home spot, straight up and down, or what have you. I know it's not pointed at me. It's got it way ahead of me. So that's it. She's done. She's put back together. You know, decent gun. I'm glad we didn't have any hiccups. This is the second time I've shot this video. In the first run of the video, there was nothing but hiccups out of this. So better showing for this time. All right, see you in the next one.